The name's Pikachu. And I'm what you might call a great detective. With my bolts of brilliance, I've solved many mysteries. My partner Harry and I ran into some trouble on a case. Harry suddenly disappeared, and I'd lost all my memories. After that, I was wandering the city when I ran into Tim. Somehow, he could understand what I was saying. Our goals were one and the same. Find Detective Harry, because my missing partner just so happened to be Tim's dad. While we were searching for Harry, we uncovered a series of crimes involving R, a chemical that drove Pokémon berserk. Tim and I managed to solve the case and save Rhyme City. And yet... Harry was still missing. Even now, the two of us are still searching for him. Harry, just where the heck did you go?
And so, to promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokémon of Rhyme City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokémon Friendship Week. To commemorate this event, we present this award to Tim Goodman and Pikachu, who saved...
Harry!
Pika? Oh, Pikachu, I'm sorry. I guess that's a sign I better wrap this speech up, eh?
Wow. You couldn't have picked a worse time to doze off.
Sorry.
Now then, due to the R incident of 2 years ago, some of our citizens began to doubt Rhyme City's motto, coexistence with Pokémon. So to those of you who were affected, I offer you my deepest sympathies.
What's that?
A Corviknight? Oh no, it's coming this way!
Sir, follow me. Everyone, get inside right away!
What the heck is going on?
Could it be R?
R? Don't think so. Its behavior's different. It's all right. Just calm down.
Huh? Pikachu.
Lousy Corviknight. It just made off with my signature hat.
My dad gave you that hat.
Yeah, we gotta get it back. Look, this must be the notebook the mayor dropped. Oh, there's something inside. A family photo? This girl looks familiar. Oh, she's the one who didn't look too happy during the mayor's speech.
That's my classmate, Rachel. She knows a lot about Pokémon.
Huh? Whoa, time out. You know her? Why am I just now learning this?
Oh my god, I am muted. Thank you, Himro. Oh man. Well, this has been a lovely stream so far. Man, I was doing all the voices and everything too. That's terrible. But thank you for letting me know. And this is what happens when you take a, what is it, like a month break and come back? But yes, it's been a good year. How has Baldur's Gate 3 been going for you? I saw that you were doing it for quite a while today. Yes. I was speaking the whole time. Hopefully, I'll have to take a look. How far in are we? We're only a couple minutes in, so it's not too bad. It's sucking your life away. Yep. Yeah, there's so much stuff that you can do in the game. It's like and it's weird too, because it's like I want to see what you're doing in your playthrough, but I also don't want to spoil anything. But also, the game branches in so many different ways. It's like I don't even know if like we could have completely different like story paths and everything. So I'll have to see. What, 11 hours? Wow, okay. I don't know if I could stream for that long before. But man, that's pretty great that you're doing that. Right. It's like you gotta at least beat the main story first, then you can go ahead and watch what other people are doing. Ooh, yes, if you want people to play the multiplayer with you, I will definitely join you with that. I'm sure White probably would as well. Because that'll be a lot of fun to see what crazy antics we can get up to. But, oh right, sorry. Got a little worked up over seeing Padav in bad shape. Okay, Tim, it's up to you to ask the big guy what went down. Well, excuse me, but what happened here? Ah, you're the young detective, aren't you? Yes, I'm Tim Goodman, and this is my partner, Pikachu. Yeah, playing completely good or bad or... I heard there's also a very... Like, there's an interesting trait in Baldur's Gate 3 that tempts you into doing, like, the bad and, like, evil thing. Like, I forget what it's called, but it gives you this inner voice where, like, every time you get a dialogue option, the dialogue option's always like, just do evil. You can murder them, you can kill them and get away with it, just do it. And it keeps trying to tempt you into doing the evil thing. So I kind of want to do a playthrough with that trait on just to see how it goes. Because I think that would be very interesting. Oh, Will Butler. Pokemon Protection Burrow. Wait. I still feel like I'm not saying that right. But anyway, Pokemon Protection. And this Onduno is the police department's rescue squad. Now I'll spare you the details, but right now we need to help this P-Dove. All that wind Corviknight whipped up, blew it around and knocked it out. How do I say this Pokemon's name? Nobody's ever really used this. Is it Onduno? We'll go with that. Arduino. Arduino used the move to help P-Dove recover, but it still hasn't woken up. Chief, no civilian injuries to report at this time. Well, copy that. Great work. Now, I really should be getting back to leading evacuations, but I can't just leave the P-Dove here unconscious. You ought to clear out of here too, young detective. Mr. Butler. Let us hope you take care of the P-Dove. Maybe Dino... Ooh, like, okay. Audio. I'll see when it comes... Hopefully I don't have to say its name anymore. Yeah, let a couple of great detectives handle this. You? Well, this is an emergency situation, one that requires my full attention. Maybe I should just let you help. All right, I'll leave the waking up this Pidove to you. I'm counting on you, young detective. Yes, sir. Let's go, Pikachu. Okay. Are you gonna shock it? Is that how we're gonna wake it up? Is just shock it with the electricity? Hey, why don't we talk to those other Pidoves? Sure, let's give it a shot. Interesting. I feel like it should be... Whoa, wait, I can examine... No, not you. This one. Just knocked out. Alright, we'll talk to you. Hold on a sec, Tim. Before we talk to these guys, there's something I need to tell you. Yeah? What is it? Case I don't just pop up when it's... Or cases don't just pop up when it's convenient for us. I don't gotta tell you that, right? Right. What are you getting at, Pikachu? And it's been a good long while since our last case. I mean, this is technically my first case, but yes. Well, that's true. So, let's hit the pause and jog our memory of how we go about investigating. This isn't really a case, though. It's just a... it's just a Pokemon that's unconscious. We'll do this one by the book, alright? Well, if you say so. Now, Tim, this is our first investigation in a long time. Fortunately, Pidove's injuries are already healed. All we gotta do is find a way to wake it up. Are we gonna wake it up by giving it a donut? Someone might call it... coincidence. But me, I call it an opportunity for a detective to work tutorial. This is how they fit the tutorial in. Okay, okay. Is this a secret or an ultra? I feel like it's a sequel. Because, like, so far the plot seems to follow the movie pretty well. Because they kind of had a recap at the very beginning. Where they were talking about how... You know, like, it's Pikachu and the dad go missing. Pikachu meets up with Tim. Tim's the only one that can understand Pikachu. And they were going on a mystery to find out this drug that caused Pokemon to go berserk. Which I'm pretty sure is what happened in the movie. Except that in the movie, the drug also fused Pokemon and people together. But apparently that part didn't happen. They didn't explain how they solved the mystery, but they did say that Tim's dad hasn't been found. Which was weird, because in the movie, it turned out that Tim's dad was actually just Pikachu. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. So I wonder if this game we will actually figure out what happened to Tim's dad. And I wonder if it's going to be any different from the movie. But we'll see. Perfect, right? I suppose so. Let's just get it out of the way. Alright, let's refresh our memories and make sure we can conduct the full investigation. Okay, got it. First, let's quickly go over how we investigate. I'll talk to the Pokemon. And I'll talk to the people. Together, the two of us will gather evidence and take testimony take testimonies from people and Pokemon. And piece them all together to solve the case. Yep, and that's how we do it. Exactly. Okay, this round of questioning is all yours, Pikachu. Sure thing, here I go. Oh, hey Air. Thanks for stopping by. We just got started with our case. So far, the only thing that has happened is that a wild Corviknight showed up and kind of scared people away from the city. He also stole Pikachu's hat. But nothing else too bad has happened outside of this Pidove on the right has been knocked unconscious. So, hey, Pidove, can I talk to you? I'm guessing you're pals with that unconscious Pidove, so mind if I ask you a couple questions? Cool. It says their friend's taking a nap and won't wake up. So it thinks that an unconscious Pidove is just sleeping. Well, Pidoovs are supposed to be pretty stupid, right? Like, they're not supposed to be a smart Pokemon. So that kind of makes sense. Well, you really love the smell of... Wait, huh? What's that got to do with anything? Alright, so nice aromas make sleepy times go away. That's what it's saying. You think these Pidoovs would be more concerned about their unconscious friend instead of chirping about some smells. Well, I'm gathering there's a certain aroma that Pidoovs are really into. Guess that's all we're gonna get. Maybe we should question some of the other Pidoovs around here. Okay. Hey, Tim. Come here for a second. Alright. So if you get stuck on an investigation and see this light bulb icon in the lower left corner of the screen, you can press the left button to consult Pikachu and get a hint. Nah, we're fine. Call me before you go anywhere. It's fine. I can know what to do. I'm a little curious about what that Pidove was saying. Yeah, its friend is unconscious, but all it wants to talk about is an aroma it likes. It's giving us a hint to wake it up. Yep. Nice strong aromas make sleepy times go away. That's all I could get out of it. Aroma, sleepy time, go away. Wait, what if it's talking about us using some kind of scent? And if that scent could wake up his friend? That's it, Tim. If we can find a strong aroma those Pidivs are chirping about, maybe it'll wake up their unconscious friend. Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's worth a shot at least. I think... Pull off a solid snake. Okay. I haven't tried, but... that would actually be rather fun. Because Solid Snake does have a nice voice too, doesn't he? Whenever he's over the intercom and everything. Well, wait, did I skip some dialogue? Maybe. Well, there might be some Pokemon who haven't evacuated yet. Maybe we can ask them. That reminds me. Listen up, Tim. If you're having trouble doing or during an investigation, you can always call on me anytime. I can give you advice discreetly so no one else notices. Of course, you can also just mull things over on your own. But if you get stuck, it might be a good idea to take a break and retrace your steps. That's important too. Ooh, okay, so so you can press the plus button during the game to open a menu. In this menu, you can save the game and change your settings. The ZL button during gameplay can reread recent conversations. Older conversations eventually disappear, so be careful not to forget what's said. Yeah, you know what? I think I probably will do a play. Let me add that to my list of stuff to play, because I've never actually done any of the Metal Gear Solid games, but I've heard that they're quite a lot of fun. They're great, or actually, maybe not fun is the right word. They are an interesting experience, is probably the best way to put it. So I think that would be... I'll have to take a look at all the order of that, but let me save that for some games to go back and play. Yep. So we can do that. Oh, is that... Oh, we just have to press B. Okay, here we go. So let's actually save. I wonder... I'm hoping this one is actually the second save file, or the first save file. Solid Sequel. I actually kind of like that name. Oh, hello. You're this is Zatu, isn't it? Because it's the evolution. Yeah. Is that Zaitu? That's Zaitu. I can never tell where or what it's staring at, or what it even might be thinking. but that's the sort of Pokemon he's probably got all kinds of incredible knowledge. Well, I don't know about that, but let's try to ask it and see if it knows anything about how to wake up a dove. Way ahead of you. Hey, Zatsu. Can you hear me? Hey. It's, not saying anything. I wonder what's wrong. Oh, it, wants peace and quiet while it sunbathes. It's, awfully calm given all the commotion. Well, maybe we should try asking somebody else. Can I talk to the... Nope. Oh! And he just lit up. Is there any other Pokemon? So there's those ones over there. A Magnemite. And then can I talk to the sparrows over here? I cannot. Okay, so let's talk to the Magnemite and then we'll talk to the ones on the left. I like how he actually said his name too. That's interesting. A jolt from Magnemite here might just be what Pidove needs to wake up. Yeah, but can't you just use your moves so we don't have to ask a Magnemite to do it for you? Well, let's not go there. You know I'd use my moves if I could. Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. We've got a Pidove that won't wake up. I was thinking one of your electric shock moves could jolt it awake. Though it's probably only as a last resort. Oh, you're willing to help us out? Thanks. If all else fails, we'll hook you up and electrify. Or for an electrifying assistant. Okay. I feel like these ones, like this is the aroma Pokemon, right? And they're talking about a strong aroma, so this one definitely has to have the clue. But let's see. Aromatous. Well, you're Aromatous, aren't you? What are these Pidove surrounding you for? Huh? They started flocking to you as soon as you got here? So the Pidoves have been following Aromatous around. You're asking it to make a nice aroma, huh? Hurry up, make the nice aroma. Wow, the Pidoves are getting on its nerves. Seems like these Pidoves are drawn to its scent. Which means Aromatous might be able to help us wake up the unconscious Pidove. Good thinking, Pikachu. Let's ask Aromatous if it's willing to help us out. I know, I actually forgot this Pokemon existed too. It should be a fairy, correct? Because I think it was added in X and Y, right? Along with, because I think there was this one was in one of the generations, and I feel like it was it the other Pokemon that was in the other generation? Was it Slurpuff or something? Like, I think the one that's supposed to have like a really good nose. I agree. I'm very interested to see how many different types of Pokemon they have here. Hey there, Aromatous. We could really use some help. It'll help us out if we can get the Pidoves to stop following around. Well, fair enough. Let's talk to Pidove. I just hope they'll understand us. Yeah, the cotton candy one. Sorry to ask you this, but could you move, somewhere else? Hey, I know it's time, or it's not time to stop and smell the aromas. We're just trying to help our friend there. Say, or guess what? Pretty soon, Aromatous is gonna go make lots of nice aromas over there. Wow, they're on board with the nice aromas over there plan. So they'll move? Great. I feel like we tricked them though, which is kind of cheating, but all right. Oh, hey Fran. Thanks for stopping by. Yes. We're going to be using our brains in the very first game of 2024, which is, I think, a great way to start off, because I do love our mystery games. Like, because last year we did, what was it? The Somnia series, both AI Somnia, and then I forget what the sequel was in that, but we did the sequel as well, which that was a lot of fun. Yes, and Raid Code too. So this year we'll do several more, hopefully. Well, it's happy to lend us a hand now. Great. Well, let's take Aromatous back to the square. Okay, Aromatous, here's the dove. Please help it.
All right.
There we go. I really want to know who Pikachu's voice is, because I feel like I've heard it before.
Glad that worked. Oh,
Let me take a look and see. Whoops. Yes. There's a little bit of voice acting. I wish more if it was voice acted, but I'll take what I can get. Because I really want the mainline Pokemon games to also be voice acted too. Let's see. Detective Pikachu returns. Voice actors. It would be cool if it was Ryan Reynolds, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So, Kaji Tong. And who has he done before that I'm recognizing? Oh, he's the apothecary guy. He's the main guy from Apothecary, which is a very good anime that I recommend, but I feel like there has to be another voice I would really know him from. Oh, he's Gojo. Oh. Interesting. Gojo, is there any other major... He did Tom in a Tom and Jerry movie. Interesting. Oh, he has a bunch of stuff and all. He's a character from Grand Blue. He's played a... Oh, how do you say his name? It's the cat guy with a bunch of guns. Eustace, I think is how you say that. Then he's done some minor roles. I'm looking to see if there's like a big one. Oh, he's Archer? He's also Owen too from Fire Emblem. Yeah, I feel like Owen is probably the voice I know him from in Fire Emblem. Okay, that's really cool. That's actually very cool. Yes, I heard that Gojo's... He suffered some injuries, to say the least. I still don't think he's... I think he'll come back, though. Not from FGO, from Grand Blue from Grand Blue Fantasy, and at least from the fighting game, because the mobile game doesn't have any English voices, but the fighting game does. And so will Relink, I hope. Moma the Gangster. Oh, is he also from... He's also Momo from... That actually might be a more recent one that I would know. Since we did... Yes, he does actually sound like he does... Ooh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. Ah, the dev's awake. Wow, wow. Aromatous scent's really nice. But it's kind of like a really strong perfume. Well, I don't get why Padovs like it so much. Cool. Well, glad you enjoy it. Yep, you're a big help, Aromatus. Thanks. Well, first case solved, I think. Although it wasn't really a case, but it was just a tutorial, so that's good. Well, excellent work there, young detective. You perked that P-Dove right up. I'd even consider getting help from another Pokemon in the area. Oh, yeah, come to think of it, a police officer was calling this big guy Chief. I wonder why. Well, how about you ask him and find out? About you, Mr. Butler. I still think it's weird that he's a police detective, but his name is Butler. Right? Like, I feel like he didn't pick the correct... Well, maybe that's not fair, but it's like, you feel like somebody's name's Butler, they should be, you know, a butler. But, Well, yes, I'm Will Butler, the chief of the PBB. The PBB? Oh, we're an organization dedicated to protecting the Pokemon of Rhyme City. The Pokemon Protection Bureau. I cannot say that word. I know what it should be. Bureau. I'll just ignore it for now. Or the guy who works at Butler's. Wow, so it's kind of like a police. It's kind of like the police, but focus on Pokemon, huh? Well, I didn't know we had something like that. Well, the organization only started recently, so yeah. At the moment, we're borrowing the office at the we're borrowing office space at the Rhyme City Police Station and cooperating with the police. We were dispatched here to provide security, but well, yeah. Just look at what happened. I can't believe this fiasco this big occurred on my watch. Well, it's honestly an embarrassment. Oh, and now a new thing popped up. Okay. Or is he a family of butlers and broke from... Ooh. Yes, that definitely sounds like a character arc. I would actually like to know more about this guy. Well, we were formed 2 years ago as a response to the infamous R incident. The case you two solved. Wait, so we haven't done a single case in 2 years? Because Pikachu just said that this is the first case that we've done in a long time. So what have we been doing for the past 2 years? Well, back then, Pokemon-related disturbances were happening all over the city. The human and Pokemon residents of Rhyme City were deeply affected by that. Oh, Mayor Myers was also shaken by that, by what occurred. He took it upon himself to create the PBB as a countermeasure. He wanted to make sure crimes involving Pokemon, like the R incident, would never happen again. That's why this organization was created. But isn't keeping the peace the police job, though? Well, in the past few years, Rhyme City has seen an occurrence rising in the number of reported incidents and accidents. The police are struggling to handle so many incidents, including those involving Pokemon. But now the police can protect human population while the PBB can protect the Pokemon. By dividing up the work, we can keep everyone safe. So that's why the PBB was found. Just what I expect from Rhyme City. Oh, Howard is looking out for us Pokemon, huh? Is that? Oh, okay. We can just exit. Interesting. Pikachu is also good. Pikachu is also very interesting. I feel like I want to know if the plot from the movie is going to be the plot in this game where Pikachu turns out to be our dad. I don't know. If that's the case, Tim here has been doing a very bad job of figuring that out. But we'll see. Well, by the way, young detective, I was watching your investigation earlier and I couldn't help but notice. You were explaining things to Pikachu? Huh? Well, I don't think Pikachu understands what you're telling him, though. Unless the two of you can... Well, I'm not actually talking to him. It's more like getting advice? No, that's not it. Oh, I get it. You talk to Pikachu to organize your thoughts. Yes, exactly. It's like speaking aloud, but to something else. True. Ryan was only in the movie. But, I don't know. I feel like there's something there. And then I forgot or I just thought it was like Pikachu. Oh, yeah. No, so it's not a Pikachu like Meowth. Apparently, only Tim can understand Pikachu. So to everyone else, he's just saying Pika Pika, which is very suspicious. But we'll see. Well, interesting way to form your deductions, if you ask me. Yeah, that's it. Well, we do understand each other, actually. Whew. Well, that was a close one. I thought he caught on to us. Yeah, well, be careful. Usually folks won't believe we can talk to each other. Is that it? Whoa, okay, there we go. Whoa! Ah! Is it the... Yeah, the Corviknight.
Back again.
He doesn't have the hat, though.
Chase it down.
Sir.
Fun, yeah. It's Corviknight again. Hey, give me back my hat. The chief went after Corviknight. Corviknight in his patrol car. Interesting. Well, I bet that Corviknight has my hat. Let's follow it. What is that? Is it just like a buzz? Like bzzz? Oh, those are Pokemon cries? Okay, no, sounds like they're coming from the direction the Corviknight flew off in. Well, let's go check it out. And Corviknight went which way? We saw him on the road. So was it like over here? No, there's a car blocking. Ooh, good night, Eric. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest. Wait, can I talk to Magnemite again? Why aren't you running away? Thanks for looking out for me. So... Oh! It's an Executor. But Pikachu, look! Well, how do you like these apples? They're scattered all over the place. What a mess. Well, actually, there's a Pokemon right here. Hello. Is this... No, it's a Pokemon. And it's grown here? It's kind of weird, unless... unless what? No, this is definitely weird. No, it's a... Yeah, here we go. It's a Pokemon. It's Executor. We just can't actually see it. I love how it's so big that we can't actually see it. Oh, it's Appleton! I didn't even think that it would be an Appleton. Well, it's dangerous here, Appleton. You should find somewhere safe. Hmm? That's odd. It doesn't seem like it wants to leave. Well, let's talk to it. Whoops. So, what happened here? I know, it's weird seeing Pokemon sizes in real time. Because usually they would squeeze them down, right, for the portable games? Or scale them up, depending on how big or small they were. So, the wooden crate shook, and you got thrown out, and that's when you realized your friends were missing. It got separated? Well, let's find his friends. Good thinking. How many friends were with you? 2. Okay, got it. So, what about you, Appleton? Or Applin?
Hey,
Well, I haven't seen any Applins in the city before. Where'd you come from? Ah, I see. So you went to sleep in a wooden crate, and when you woke up, you're always someplace new? So the apple vendor travels to different locations, and this Appleton got carried along. The apple vendor probably doesn't know about this Applin. Well, something suddenly shook and woke it moments ago. Well, I bet that was a Corviknight. Same goes for these crates getting toppled over. Well, I don't see the apple vendor. They must have evacuated the area. Okay. Well, from what Applin said, I think I get what's going on here. But as much as I'd like to get going, or to go get my hat back, we can't just abandon a Pokemon in need of our help. Yeah. What kind of great detective would we be if we didn't lend a hand or two along the way? Okay, so we should investigate the fallen apples over there. Well, I'd be happy to if it wasn't a tree in the way. Something about it seems odd to me. Maybe we should investigate it first. We should. It's just a giant Pokemon. Come on. Okay, so we can't investigate because this tree is in the way, but what should we do about it? Well, we can't just cut it down now, can we? No.
Whoa! This tree's an executor!
Yep. Okay, I was hoping it would be at least as tall as... I was hoping it would be a little bit taller, but it's still pretty big, right? Almost like 2 stories tall. Which actually, now that I think about it, how big do palm trees get? I feel like they would only be like a couple stories tall normally. So no, this is actually probably pretty accurate. What? Wait, isn't this an Alolan Executor? I never seen one of these before, so I didn't even realize that. What's it doing here in Rhyme City? I don't know, Pikachu. That tree, I know, right? It's like you would think that the feet and everything would kind of lend them into thinking that it's actually a Pokemon, but... And the fact that it has a tail. Like, a tree just doesn't have a tail coming out of it. Well, why don't we ask it and get some other questions in while we're at it. We can't investigate until it moves anyway. Hey, Executor, over here. Look down. Whoa. Don't talk all at once. How about this, Executor? I'll tell you which head should answer. Sounds good? Oops, I forgot to say which head. About you, Executor. You, Middleest head. Why are you here? Well, guess it's been traveling around with the apple vendor. Well, that explains why it's here in Rhyme City. Oh, I see one of the Appletons in the background, actually. Like, do you see it? It's under this dialogue box, but it's like right underneath its tail once this dialogue option disappears.
hey,
Yeah, it's like right there underneath its tail. I even saw it blink. It's blinking. So, you there, Righthead. Tell me what's happening here. So Corviknight came and flew through. And when you tried to dodge it, you bumped into the fruit stand, huh? I knew it. By the way, have you seen a hat? Corviknight took mine. Got to happen too suddenly for you to tell, huh? Oh well. Okay. Lefthead, we got a favor to ask. Sorry, but we want to search through those apples scattered behind you. Could you scooch over there for a bit? Oh, good. It moved for us. Well, now we can investigate the scene. So there's one right there. I see it. No, it's right here. I want to pick it up. Fine, we'll go this way first. So this is where all the apples got scattered around. Well, let the investigation begin. Oh, do I have to, like, search? Okay. Yeah. Remember what we're looking for. The 2 missing applins. I only see one at the moment. Yeah, I only see the one. Unless my eyes are tricking me. That's right. There's a lot of apples here, so try not to overlook them, okay? Nope. One was... look, an applin. I found one. Have you been sitting still pretending to be an apple this whole time? That must take a lot of patience. Patiently staying still is one of your talents, huh? Impressive. That Corviknight got you wrapped up in all the... or quite a mess, didn't it? Your friends are waiting for you. Okay, so that's one. Pikachu, what are you doing? Eating? Pikachu, why are you eating?
Oh, this is a tasty apple. You want some too, Tim?
No.
Don't forget to pay for it.
Hey! You've got to pay for it if you're gonna buy... Pikachu... I don't see another applin. Right? Unless it's like this one, maybe? Which everywhere, I don't see any applins. At this point, these apples are only good for making jam. Okay. Maybe it's underneath? Don't see anything. Oh, it's behind. No, game, you're cheating. Oh, hey, record keeper. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, button. Exactly. When all else fails, just button mash through it and eventually we'll figure it out. But, what? No, I didn't notice anything. Try checking again. Maybe something's changed. So they want us to check this. Oh! It's Pikachu's hat! My hat! Corviknight must have dropped it. Could have sworn it wasn't here earlier. Anyway, I'm just glad to have it back. But there's an apple underneath it, right? That's what we're gonna find?
This was a real pain.
Yep.
Hey, get back here. The heck?
Hey, quit playing around.
Hey, I'm not playing at all. My hat keeps moving on its own.
That's ridiculous, Pikachu.
Oh, it's going up. Yeah.
See? Told you so.
Executor.
Guess I better
be
go
careful.
get it.
Guess so.
Wait, you want me to climb Executor?
Well, Tim, lift me up.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We're gonna be playing as Pikachu.
You alright? Don't hurt yourself.
Please, this'll be nothing.
You're not in the best shape, are you, Pikachu? Oh, I do have to do smash. Okay. Do I have to dodge anything, or is it? Hey. Ooh. Okay, good, good. You got this, buddy. Now get it before it moves.
Finally got you back.
Yep. Knew the Applin was under there. Is Tim gonna catch you? Pikachu! It's Applin! Whoa. Are you okay? Fine and dandy. Nice catch, by the way. So, are the Applins okay too? Yep. They're all safe, or they all seem happy and reunited. Good, good. Glad they're alright. So, one of them was wearing my hat, huh? Well, seeing it move on its own really threw me for a loop. Well, I'm sure the Corviknight dropped the hat mid-flight, and it just so happened to fall on top of the Applin. Oh, yeah. Hey, Tim, where's my hat? Don't worry, I've got it. Counter rising from... Yeah. Let's see. So at the end of the day... Well, at the end of the day, I'm just glad I didn't lose my hat. Yeah, after all, our dad did give it to you. So it's very important.
Yeah, now that's more like it.
Yeah, you look like yourself again.
Thanks, Tim. Harry gave me this hat to commemorate our partnership.
The awards ceremony will resume shortly. We ask that all
Really?
participants please return to the venue at this time.
I guess we better hurry back.
That darn Corviknight. I'll let it off the hook just this once.
Great work. Thank you.
Of course. But I didn't really do much.
And you as well, Pikachu.
Yep.
I can't say it enough. Rhyme City owes you a debt of gratitude for your efforts. We strive for coexistence between people and Pokemon in our fair city. And you two are the ideal detective duo.
Aw, thank you.
On behalf of the city, I am pleased to present you with this medal.
Thank you, Mayor.
It's kind of like our own badge, right?
Of course, you get one too, Pikachu.
Okay, good. He puts on the hat.
Yeah, I'm the great detective.
Pika Pika to you too, little hero. Both of you, keep up that great work.
Way to go, Tim!
Who's that?
Congratulations, hon.
Oh, is that our sister? Our sister and our mom. Interesting. And then there's the pink-haired girl that I think we're going to be teaming up with. Later that evening at Tim's apartment.
Tim, I was so proud of you today.
Or Irene Goodman, Tim's mother.
You're amazing, Tim.
It's then Sophia Goodman, Tim's little sister.
You think so?
Everyone
have a
knows
pretty
all
nice
about
apartment.
the amazing work you two have done. There was the Eevee abduction case, the fossil stealing spree.
And the Rhine Tower standoff case, too. They even made a movie based on the R case.
Is that how they handle that? Is that it's just a movie?
Pretty good, but how come Mom and me didn't even show up in it?
They are talking about the
I
actual.
have
That's
no
amazing.
idea. But movies usually do their own thing, don't they?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to ask you something.
No, I haven't actually played the first game yet, though.
Yeah. He's my partner at the moment, though.
I see.
So what happened to Dad?
Whoa, whoa. What's with all the staring?
He saved your dad from trouble many times.
Wow.
Oh, Pikachu. The news is about to start.
Hmm.
Maybe there's an update on that Corviknight.
Yeah.
There's something weird with our sister. I think she knows that it's our father, right? Yeah, so let's save. But yeah, it's like I haven't played the first game, although I think I do have it on the 3DS. So I maybe after I play this one, I might go and play it myself, just to see if what differences there were. Oh, whoops. I actually kind of just wanted to see what was around the apartment first, but that's okay. Well, we interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news. What's going on?
According to amateur footage we've received from a viewer, Pokemon appear to have caused an explosion. This explosion occurred
Was
in
it
the
a
mountain
Voltorb?
range northeast of Rhyme City. This may be related
Oh,
to
Mewtwo.
the recent uptick in incidents involving Pokemon. Rhyme City Police and the newly established Pokemon Protection Bureau are investigating.
Interesting.
Amelia Christie signing off.
Hey, Tim. Did you catch that?
I hope that incident doesn't have anything to do with Dad.
Same here.
Mewtwo told me 2 years ago. Dad's alive, and we'll be able to find him as long as we don't give up.
Yeah. Mewtwo is still our only connection to finding Harry.
Also, what happened to our
Whispering
parents?
to Pikachu, are you?
Oh.
You're just like your father, talking to Pokemon like that.
Oh, really?
Can I still talk to the family?
It's been 2 years
Guess
since
not.
the R incident. Since then, we've solved all kinds of cases. The mayor even gave us an award for it. I can still talk to Pikachu and understand him. If the two of us keep solving cases together, I'm sure we'll find my dad someday.
The prominent sidekick detective. Yeah, he's a very good prominent sidekick. Although I'm sure he thinks he's the main character in this game. Although to be fair, his name is on the box, so he probably deserves it. So the day after this award ceremony. Ooh, a Whimsicott. And it's just floating around. Rides the winds
Whoa.
downtown.
That's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
I hear they can be real pranksters.
Get
Really?
in a house they like. They scatter cotton everywhere.
Sounds like a pain to clean up.
Yep.
Sounds like free money, right? Sell that to like a clothing store and you can get a lot of, well,
The
at least a little bit of
sweet smell
cash out of
coffee
it.
is calling my name.
It's the perfect Pikachu bait.
Tim!
Who are you? Frank Holliday, Rhyme City Police Inspector.
Inspector
Okay.
Holliday, did you finally find my dad?
Sorry. No. I'm here on a different case. We've received reports of a jewel theft.
Oh, is that way?
Could you lend me a hand with this one?
Of course.
The incident occurred at the dentist residence, the mansion down the street.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
But Brad is waiting for me. I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
So much for my coffee.
So that's why you said that they're pranksters, because they have the prankster ability. Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Okay, let's go, Pikachu. Well, wait a second, Tim. What for? Well, there's no need to rush. You gotta be calm and unhurried if you want to do your best during an investigation. Yeah, I guess that's true. So Pikachu's a real talkative Pokemon. If you see this icon in the lower left corner of the screen, press the right button to chat with him. Sometimes Pikachu will try to get your attention, and a Pikachu icon will bounce to let you know he wants to talk. If you see this icon bouncing, press the right button to hear what Pikachu has to say. Okay. Tim. He's like Navi.
I know we need to hurry. But would
He
it
wants
really
coffee.
hurt if we relaxed a bit? For instance... Oh, here's a good idea. You could listen to some sage advice from a great detective like me.
He just wants coffee. Oh, but Holiday is waiting. Well, we better go join him.
Whoa!
As much as I hate to admit it, we don't have time to drink coffee right now. Okay. I'll follow your lead, Pikachu. Ooh. Look at the fighting Oh, and you're a relatively new Pokemon too, aren't you? And they're just blocking the path. Yeah, okay. Didn't mean to trigger anything. So... where is the doctor? Oh, here he is. Well, I appreciate you coming at such short notice. Oh, this way, this way. The crime took place in the Dennis residence up ahead. He's kind of walking very slowly for... what would be the Dennis? Okay, I guess it's this way. He definitely does look like a butler, doesn't it? And I think the male and female have a different form, don't they?
Well, if it isn't the great detectives.
Well, you've got a nice suit. Hello there, Minetric. Well, it's been a while, Brad. I see you're on this case too. Oh, is he like another detective and he's like our rival or something? Well, I suppose that means you are as well. Your private detectives do love to stick your noses into every little thing. If Mr. Dennis hadn't requested you personally, I'd be asking you to leave right now. Yeah. Yep, he's still a jerk. I think he's still holding a grudge from that time we showed him up. Probably. He says no funny business. Sheesh, no wonder you two are partners. Well, that's enough, Brad. We're going to be conducting our investigation together. Oh, this is the scene of the crime, right? Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeevis Dennis, a jeweler. It's a very nice place. And a very good place for a detective, or to go around detecting. Well, Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Rhyme City. Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either. He's just got to dig in somewhere, doesn't he? Well, okay, Tim. Come inside. The missing jewel. Okay. Why were the M and the J capitalized? Does that mean something? I feel like that's going to mean something, right?
I see.
All right, Tim. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. So I'm going to go to the left then. He's got a picture of Ho-Ho. the Pokemon of legend. They say it brings eternal happiness to those that its wings shine with its rainbow color. Rainbow colored lights, huh? Well, the painting sure is beautiful, but I bet the real thing's even more breathtaking. Oh, and then he's got Lugia too. I actually like Lugia over Ho-Ho. But maybe that's just because I went with the silver version when I was a kid. So the name of this painting is The Silver Waves. And it depicts... Lugia. A Pokemon known as the Guardian of the Seas. It's rumored to live deep down in the ocean floor. But no one's ever seen it. Well, that makes sense. The ocean floor is not exactly a place you can just casually visit. It's also weird that it's a bird that's the king of the ocean, right? Oh, Growlithe. Why does Growlithe look so sad?
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
Okay. Oh, okay, so the Pikachu prompt in the lower left... I've been completely ignoring that, but maybe I should pay closer attention to that. So that way we can get some extra prompts there. To be fair, it's a whale bird. Wait, is it? Are there whale birds? Hang on. Whale birds. Oh, no, I think it's more that birds can go with whales. Okay. Interesting. Oh, it's like a whale. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's true. It could very much be like that because just like how whales have to come up to breathe every now and then, it can also do that too. And it is a legendary Pokemon, so it doesn't necessarily have to follow the the rules and stuff that our world does. But hey, my name's Sanjeevis Dennis. I'm a jeweler. And this is my partner, Growlithe. Well, I'm Detective Tim Goodman. And this is my partner, Pikachu. Sorry to jump right into it, but could you please tell us what you know about the incident? About the crimes that took place?
Oh.
Well, you see, a jewel was stolen, and, jewel was stolen while I was out of the house. It's called the Aurora Drop. It's a very rare jewel indeed. The Aurora Drop. Never heard of it before. Oh, hey, Ricky. Thanks for stopping by. Funny this... Yeah, I know, right? It's funny that Lugia isn't part water. Because it's flying and psychic. But I guess with psychic energy you can control water, so... And maybe that's why it's psychic. Because it's like... You know like how... Moses like parts the water and everything? Like that seems like a very psychic-like ability. And maybe that's kind of like what Lugia can do by parting the sea and everything. So that's why it's not a water Pokemon, because it has power over water. But maybe I'm overthinking things. Oh, you're right. I think they did cover it because I remember that Lugia is somebody's favorite Pokemon on the Game Freak team, but I don't remember who it was. I'll have to take a closer look at that. Because it's considered more open. Ah, I see. That makes sense. Well, what a mysterious name. Magical even. Well, the thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. Okay. Thankfully, my staff member's injuries were minor, and yet... it's something sticking out, or something sticking out as you is odd. Well, the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it, huh? Could you tell us more about this stolen jewel? Well, it kind of looks like this. Ooh. That looks very fancy. Most gemstones must be cut and polished and turned into beautiful jewels. But the Aurora Drop is said to have naturally formed its shape. Well, the way it shines... the way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Yes, that's precisely why it got its name. The Aurora Drop has been the subject of many tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. Even among us jewelers, for the longest time we called it the Jewel of Legend. Wow. Wow, he wasn't kidding about, or when he called it a precious. Guess it's no surprise that someone wanted to steal it. Well, it definitely sounds valuable, but where were you displaying it? Well, I usually keep it locked up in the special reinforced case just inside my jewel storage room. There are locks on both the storage room and the reinforced case. And yet despite that, it was still stolen. So about your trusted butler. You mentioned that the police already have a suspect? Yes. They believe the thief to be my own trusted butler. So why do they think that? Because Barnes and I are the only two people that have the access key to the storage room. So what's keeping someone else from getting it? Well, the key is always kept around Growlith's neck. If anyone but Barnes or myself attempted to take it from her, Growlith would start barking. But Growlith looks very sad. Like, she looks very sad right now, so something's going on. But I don't know what. My Growlith is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger. But I don't see a key around its neck right now. Well, the police think Barnes took it. Well, that certainly makes sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, is it possible, or if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes too. Well, he's currently being questioned by the police. But you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? Well, I've known Barnes since we were younger. He's worked in this home for years. And he's always served us well. I'm certain that he'd never steal from me. And I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So you're saying Barnes didn't take it, and the real culprit's still at large, huh? That's right. Someone else must have stolen the jewel. Please, help me prove Barnes is innocent. So that's why he caught us here, to clear his butler's name. Well, we'll talk to Barnes later. So, finding the Aurora Drop and clearing Barnes' suspicion. Those are two things that you called us here to do, right? Could you please? You're the only ones I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into this more. Yeah, the police must have at least some reason to suspect him. But we'll do what we can. If it's acceptable to you, we'll take the case. That's more than acceptable. Thank you. Great. In that case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime? Of course. The jewel storage room is just upstairs. I know you won't let me down. Actually, I kind of want to talk to Growlith first. Wait a second, Tim. There's something I want to try, starting with this case. Something you want to try? Yeah, a case notebook. The writers for a detective journal swear by it. Detective journal, huh? That's the magazine you're always reading, right? Yeah, that's the one. They researched the most effective way for detectives to organize their case notes. The solution they came up with was a case notebook. Well, sounds intriguing. How does it work? Well, I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook. Okay. So how was the jewel stolen? Sanjeeva's Dennis jewel was apparently has been stolen, but how did the culprit steal it? Investigating the case of the crime on the second floor for clues. Well, first, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence that we gathered during our investigation on the page below. Okay, I guess I got to go there. After we collected enough testimony and evidence, the beginning deduction option will appear. When you select this, we'll start deducing the answer to our questions. We don't have enough testimony or evidence for that right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. Okay. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we have to do right now? Well, we just collected testimony and evidence, or we have to collect testimony and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. To do that, we first have to investigate the scene of the crime. That's right. So let's go and check out that jewel storage room. Okay. Does Pikachu have anything?
Detective coffee note number 2. The water you use can change how your coffee tastes.
I don't want to know about coffee, Pikachu. I want to actually talk to Growlithe. It's Dennis's partner's Growlithe. She sure doesn't look happy. Well, apparently she feels responsible. No wonder she's so down. Well, maybe we should leave her alone for a while. So the jewel storage is on the second floor. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any sort of room. So I see cotton. The Whimsicots came in and they stole the jewel. Is that what we're seeing? Although, how did they break through the case? Well, the jewel storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of the incident. Inspector Holiday has already filled me in, so please go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, this was definitely a Whimsicott that came in here. What is it, Pikachu? Well, I checked out the door, but there's no sign to force entry. Then we can be fairly certain that the thief used the key to get in. No, not yet, not yet. Well, according to Dennis, this is the room where the Aurora's drop should be. Well, let's take a closer look. Right, because I think what happened is that the Whimsicots... Wait, was there no window?
Whoa!
I thought there was a window here. Well, I want to take a look at the cotton. A green jewel. That fresh green color reminds me of the forest. Just looking at it is common. Okay, so that's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to take a look at... Oh, there's... And it's cut in half. Okay, so maybe Whimsicott couldn't do that? I mean, Whimsicott is a grass fairy, right? And maybe a Razor Leaf? Does Whimsicott know Razor Leaf? Whimsicott... I want to see if it learns Razor Leaf at any point. Maybe it could cut that down, but I don't think it does. No, it does learn Razor Leaf. Okay. So far, I'm thinking it's Whimsicott. But let's see. Well, this area looks more disturbed than the rest. Well, let's start an investigation and we might find a clue. Well, alright. Just don't let any details slip you by, Tim.
Let me see.
Well, let's see. Where should we look first? Well, this one has not only a cotton, but a feather on it, too. Well, here's a blue feather. Do you think a Pokemon, or do you think the Pokemon it belonged to is in this room? Well, maybe it's from a Pokemon that lives in the mansion. Let's take a look at let's take a look at it later. Okay. Doesn't look like I can examine anything else here. What about all the cotton?
Hey, Tim.
He's got a
Check it
mustache.
out.
Yep.
Looks good, huh? Disguises are a key part of detective work, you know.
Yeah, whatever. Now quit goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training.
Okay. And then how is this thing cut? Because it looks like it's cut like directly in half. So this is the only case that's damaged. Wow, it must have been where they kept the Aurora drop. The edge looks like it was sliced clean with a blade. But what kind of blade could cut it or what kind of blade could slice this cleanly through with such a sturdy jewel case? What sort of Pokemon would have the ability to cut things through? That also has a blue feather. A Pokemon that has a blue feather and has blade-like abilities. Nothing's coming to my mind at the moment. I'm still kind of guessing the Whimsicott though, but we'll see. So the base of the jewel case is firmly fixed to the floor. Yeah, moving the case doesn't seem, or doesn't even look possible. Okay. That's the top half of it. So that looks like top of the jewel case. Based on the shape, do you think the top half was cut off? Yeah, it looks that way. And it was a really clean cut too. Wow, slicing it must have taken some really sharp blade. No doubt a human could pull it. Or I doubt a human could pull it off. Maybe Aegislash would be technically a blade, but we haven't met an Aegislash yet, which is why I'm a little nervous.
Hey, Tim. Quit looking at my tail and start investigating anything that looks suspicious.
That's kind of what I'm doing, buddy. I think we already took a look at that, right? There's some cotton on the... There's some cotton on the ground. It looks really fluff and soft. So, what's a bunch of cotton doing here?
Whoa!
No, not... I guess I can't leave yet. Can I go inside the case? Wow, the jewel case is so locked. Okay, so the key wasn't important then. Like Dennis said, The jewel case was stored under a lock and key. And the key to the case is a different key than the one to the storage room. I wonder who has the key then. Wow, I don't see anything else worth investigating. Alright, so let's go back then.
Okay, let's start deducing. Whoa!
Wait. I had to deduce... Well, I don't have all the clues yet, do I? Alright, well, let's save first.
Okay, let's start deducing.
Okay. Well, you probably figured out the culprit stole the jewel by now, eh? Alright then, select begin deducing. Interesting that we're doing this now instead of at the very end of the case.
Okay.
But let's see. So, we have a few plausible theories, but which do you think is right? So what is this? The culprit hasn't actually stolen the jewel yet. The culprit may not have taken the Aurora drop out of the jewel storeroom, but instead hid him on the cotton. No, I don't think that was the case. The culprit cut open the case and stole the jewel. Yeah, I think this is the most likely one. Culprit unlocked the case. Yeah, no, that one's not true. So it has to be this one.
Okay.
Well, from what we've seen at the crime scene, we can tell that the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. Right. We saw that jewel case was still locked up, which supports that claim. Well, we still need to investigate, more to determine how the case was sliced open. But at least we know that how the thief got their hands on the jewel. Yeah, we've made our first step forward. Oh, that's it? Okay.
Okay.
Well, you understand the case notebook now? I like Pikachu's smile there. It's very smug. It's very, very smug. Yep. Once we get some more evidence, I'll start deducing. Well, feel free to start deducing whenever you like. Okay. So after investigating the scene, we know how the crime was carried out. Well, we can be certain that the culprit sliced open the case and took the jewel from inside. But there's just one thing that's strange. Oh yeah? Yeah. Think, Tim. What's strange about the way the crime was committed? The jewel storage room was locked. The jewel was stored in this room. The glass was cut, but the door wasn't. Actually, that's a good point. I think both of these two are actually rather interesting. So let's go with this one, maybe?
Whoa!
Okay, no, never mind. I guess it was this one. I guess I was right to go with this one.
Oh!
So the door to the storage room was opened with a key. But if the jewel case was still locked when sliced apart... That's right. So that means the thief only had one of the keys. The one to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. Well, according to Mr. Dennis, only he and Bennis can access the jewel storage room. So I understand why the police or suspect Barnes did it, but I'm not so sure. Well, obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes ourselves, but he's still being questioned. Well, we need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock in the jewel case. Right. After we wrap up here, let's go ask him. Oh, never mind. He just came to us. Well, how's the investigation going, Tim? Oh, Mr. Dennis. Well, sorry, I couldn't stand and just wait around, you know? So, have you discovered anything? Well, it does appear that the culprit used the storage room key to gain entry. We believe that the culprit opened the case, or opened the jewel case and took the award. No, we don't. Oh, cut open. There we go. Is that so? Well, I suppose it doesn't help Burns much, since he has access to the key. True, but I do have a question for you, Mr. Dennis. Who has the key to the jewel case? Well, I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I've known Burns for very long, but I still won't give him this key. The security of the jewel case is my personal responsibility. Ah, got it. So both Burns and Dennis can access the key to the jewel storage room. But only Mr. Dennis has access to the key. Or key to the jewel itself. That's valuable information, Mr. Dennis. Thank you. Really? Well, I thought it might be getting your way, but I'm glad to hear I could help. The Aurora Drop is meant to be a symbol of revival for Rhyme City. How is that the case? Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim. A symbol of revival. Well, let's go ask Dennis about that later. Is Barnes the culprit? The police suspect Brandon Barnes is the culprit. Begin interviewing the people and Pokemon in the mansion. Well, the thief cut the case to steal the jewel, but they had the key to get into the storage room. And the only people to have access to that key are Dennis and Barnes. So it makes sense that the police would suspect Barnes. I mean, maybe Dennis stole the key. You never know. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. But why would he do that, knowing people would suspect him? Wow, maybe he didn't think that far ahead. I doubt it, right? There's no way you wouldn't think that far ahead. Well, in any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we can't be determined of anything just yet. Yeah, we need to go talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion and hear what they have to say. Yeah, not that just people, but the Pokemon too. I'll interpret for you when we talk to them. Alright, well, I'm counting on you, Pikachu. Okay. Wow, now we've got our next steps figured out. Let's start interviewing everyone right away. Okay. I'm surprised there's no windows here, but maybe that would give them too much of it. Hey, Tim, there's something on the floor by the window. Should we check it out? Oh. Yeah, it's definitely a bird flew into here. Okay. Wait, do you think no, Corviknight doesn't have blue feathers. I was thinking maybe Corviknight could cut it open. Which it probably could. But would it have... It doesn't have blue feathers though, so...
Oh!
What's this? Pokemon feathers? Sure looks like it. They're scattered all over the floor. And the window's open too. Maybe a Pokemon got in or out or something through here. Do you think it has anything to do with the case? Look at this. Wow, one of these feathers is darker than the other. You're right. The other 6 are a lighter shade of blue. Something about that is nagging at me. Yeah, I would say it's because of, like, that's the same shade of blue that's over here, right? Yeah. Okay.
You know, Tim, we're really living the good life at our apartment.
Well, my
A huge mansion
apartment.
like this must be a pain to clean.
That's actually a good point. Okay. Well, this is the jewel storage room, the scene of the crime. Okay, okay. Anything over here? Well, this room is currently being searched by the police. So I can't go in there. True, okay. So let's go downstairs then. We can interview the Growlithe. I feel like the Growlithe is probably the biggest thing that we need to interview right now. That's Manetric. So let's go... Ooh! Hello. There's a couple people out here now. So I want to talk to your Growlithe. Okay, never mind. So let's talk to you then, because you're relatively new. Are you the secretary?
You certainly don't look like you're with the police. State your business.
Claudia Dennis. Oh, she's the wife. Okay, okay. Well, we're detectives. Mr. Dennis asked us to investigate the incident that occurred here. Detectives. Oh, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Your husband? That must mean your... Claudia Dennis. Sanjeeva's wife. Well, I'm sorry to bother you, but do you mind if I ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. Okay, okay. She is very suspicious. Right? Because let's think about this. Growlithe had one of the keys, correct? To the door. And it's a Pokemon that is very trusting, which it would trust a family member. And she is very quick to pin this onto Dennis. Almost like she wanted him to get caught. So I don't know. She's acting very suspicious here. Maybe she didn't purposefully steal it. But maybe she did open the window and open the door to let the Pokemon in to steal it. We'll see. I think this is a two-man job. A person and their Pokemon. Well, the police said that Barnes is behind it all. So that matter settled. Well, we've heard he's under suspicion, yes. But we can't be certain it was Barnes who committed the crime. Oh, you sound just like my husband. But nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. That smug smile too. I don't like that smile. She did something here. I don't trust her. Barnes' partner Ducklet was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Ooh, okay, so Ducklet does have light blue feathers. But it's light blue. It's the dark blue feathers that we need to be worried about. So maybe Ducklet was actually trying to protect the jewel. And that's where that's why, like, you see the two different feathers. So maybe it's fighting a different Pokemon. Well, did you witness the crime? So, Barnes' partner Ducklet was involved in the crime somehow. Well, you look like you don't believe me. So, about what you witnessed.
Excuse me?
Is it true that you witnessed the crime? Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly. But, I did witness some irrefutable proof. And, what exactly did you see? Well, at the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor. Just then, I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. A bird Pokemon? Yes, I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. No, it's a different bird Pokemon because it's darker blue. Which the only dark blue bird Pokemon that I'm thinking of is that... I think it was the one in X and Y. Or not X and Y, Sword and Shield. that like swallows fish and everything. And sometimes it swallows like a Pikachu and every... Like, that's the only dark blue bird Pokemon that's coming to my mind right now. But maybe it's something else. Let's see. Wow, we did find blue feathers near the window in the storage room. So, those were ducklets? In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewel. I also heard a faint sound that... Or just before that, like something metallic. Metallic? Well, that sounds like it could have been Corviknight. Although Corviknight's feathers are more purple. If it even drops feathers, because it's made out of metal, so I don't know if it would even have feathers. But that sounds more like Corviknight to me. No, I didn't. But the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? Oh wait, I forgot what Tim said. Metal sound, do you think that could have been... Or do you know what could have made that sound? Well, I suppose she could have broken something in the act. It must have been... and I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof that enough that Barnes is the culprit? Well, she's pretty darn convinced in her own theory. But all that's based on a metallic sound, and the sight of a flying bird Pokemon's pretty flimsy if you ask me. Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Miss Dennis, but that information alone isn't enough to definitively prove that Barnes is the culprit. Then hurry up and find whoever it is, and get that jewel back. Isn't that what my husband hired you for? Well, true. Man. I guess she's upset, but she doesn't have to take it out on us. So, about Barnes...
Excuse me?
So, Mr. Dennis seems pretty confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting. Especially when it comes to Barnes. Well, those two really seem to trust each other. I'm told that Barnes has worked here for a very long time. Much longer, in fact, than I've known Dennis. I suppose that's why Barnes is always talking, or is always taking my husband's side. What do you mean by that? Oh, she doesn't like him because he defends her husband. Oh, come on. I don't like this wife. I don't like her. Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, Barnes inevitably sides with Dennis. Even when I'm sure he believes I'm being impartial. Somehow I doubt that. That lack of self-awareness is yet another one of many flaws, or... It's one of his many flaws. I get the feeling Claudia's not a huge fan of Barnes. Do you think that's why she's so sure he's a thief? I think so. So what about Ducklet?
Excuse me?
So, could you tell me more about Ducklet? Well, Ducklet is Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly, and is always by his side. You mentioned earlier that she might be involved in this case somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing? Oh, yes, she's even helped Barnes out with his shopping. She's clearly capable of making off with a jewel. But I don't think a Ducklet is capable of cutting a gate or a glass case. Especially one like super thick like that. There's no way. And that still doesn't explain what the Whimsicots were up to. So I don't know. I think this is very flimsy. Wow, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel. The one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Barnes. So about the Aurora drop.
Yes?
Well, the Aurora drop is an incredibly valuable jewel. Mr. Dennis told me the same thing. But do you really understand? Can you even comprehend how valuable it is? Huh? Ah, I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions. I mean, hey, my face always looks like this. As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the value of that jewel. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City? Oh, she's got a motive here. It's definitely the wife. The wife is the one that stole this. I'm calling it now. She's the one that took this. So you're against donating the Aurora drop? Of course I am. A treasure like that aren't meant to be paraded about for the general public. That actually sounds like something that really should be like sent out to the general public, right? Like you would want people to be able to see that in like a museum or some sort of exhibit. Like I feel like that's exactly the point of that. They should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few. Ah, no. I don't know. I really don't like this wife. Well, it's hard to imagine her quietly donating anything or doing anything. Alright, so let's talk to Clefable. All ears for Manson gossip. Ooh. Ah, it's Clefable. Mrs. Dennis's partner, apparently. Can I ask you a few questions? Well, what gives? No need to be so rude. I mean, it's her partner after all, so that does kind of make sense. What's wrong? Seems she's really suspicious of us. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident here. Okay. So are you the son?
Hello there, Detective Tim.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, Detective Goodman?
Either's fine. Larry Turner, the newest staff member of the Dennis residence. Okay, never mind. I thought he was maybe the son. Oh, well, wait. Are you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The name, wait, no, that's not proper enough. Sorry. My name's Larry Turner, and I'm the member of the house staff. The house staff, huh? Wow, seems in over his head. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if you really don't have to be so formal with us. Thanks. That's a huge relief. I got this job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Oh, is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with important guests. My main duties are taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, and the groundskeeping. I can handle all that too, no problem. I don't know. This guy isn't exactly filling me with confidence in his ability to do his job. Anyway, you wanted to ask what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know, but... Well, I'm really sorry for taking up more of your time. No, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining or anything. I just don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere, and I blacked out. Something attacked him, huh? So, not the thief then. Or it could be the thief, you don't know. Can you please tell us more about that, Mr. Turner? Oh, sure. No problem. About the crime that took place. Right. So, where to start? Well, I was just doing my job like a normal day. I've made the food for the Pokemon, the cleaning around the mansion, and, that sort of thing. I was tidying up the garden when it happened. I saw a ducklet flying out of the second story window. As I recall, I was wondering what she was doing. I mean, usually Ducklet just walks around on the floor. Wait, what was that? Maybe I don't think I read that right. Wondering what she was doing. Usually Ducklet just walks out the front door. Oh, okay. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. It was then when I saw the jewel storage room open. As if I wasn't shocked enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the sofa, and someone was treating my wounds. Huh. A Pokemon punched him. Is there a Pokemon that can punch? That would also have blue feathers. The only one that comes to my mind... No, Holocha doesn't know how to punch. It's more of a... Or not Holocha, but you know that flying Pokemon that was in the Alolan region? The flying fighting Luchador Pokemon? But that one doesn't... It wouldn't know how to punch. It only knows how to drop kick. So that wouldn't fit with this. No. Yeah, I think it's Holucha. Yeah, I think that's it. Yes, that's it. Yeah, because Sock doesn't have the ability to fly. It is blue, though. And it would be able to punch. But I wonder if punch maybe isn't the correct word here. So let's see what else he has to say. Oh, is Holocha's shiny form? Is its shiny form blue? Oh, it's black. Oh, wow. Actually, this is a really cool shiny. Oh, that's actually a very cool shiny. I like that. So a Pokemon punched you? Yeah. It felt like I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. A small red figure. And it punched him. Based on the size, it could have been a human, so, I guess it was a Pokemon? A red Pokemon. Do you know what kind it was? I'm really not so sure. It happened all so fast. I see. I'm sorry that happened to you. But I'm glad that you weren't seriously hurt. Yeah, that's what the doctor said too. Well, no Pokemon would want to steal the Aurora Drop. It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner to Pokemon to swipe the jewel and punch out Turner. So, Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think? Well, we need to find the ducklet that flew out the window. The red Pokemon, too. A small red puncher. Oh, wait. No, I was thinking of the crab Pokemon. Crab... How do you say that? It's like Crabballer or something? It would have... But that doesn't have red, right? It would be able to punch. Yeah, it's like it would be able to punch, but it's not red. And the only red punchy Pokemon that comes to my mind is Hitmonchan. And it would be about the human size, right? Krabby. Well, Krabby would be a small crab. And I don't... Maybe like Crabhammer could be considered like a punching type, but I'm going to trust him. If the game's saying a punch, I'm going to go with it being a punch. So let's see what Pokemon are actually around the mansion first, and then maybe go from there. But Pinsir doesn't feel like a... Yeah, exactly. A Pinsir doesn't feel like a punch, so... I'm gonna say it's probably not him, but let's see. So about the culprit.
Excuse me?
Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. unfortunately I didn't, or that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us another clue about the culprit? Well, no, nothing particular comes to mind. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I've never heard anyone hold a grudge against him. Except his wife. And I was really surprised to hear that Barnes is a suspect. So you don't think Barnes is responsible? Well, I guess the police must have some reason to suspect him. But honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes just showed me the ropes around here. He's a great co-worker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all this, you could never have imagined him being a thief. So about the Aurora drop. Yeah, see the exactly. We've got to see this to get a little bit more evidence, but let's see. Okay. Anyway, let's have you finish talking. So about the Aurora drop.
Excuse me?
So do you know anything about the stolen jewel? The Aurora drop? Well, I've never seen the thing. I've been shut up in the storage room ever since I was brought to the house. Of course, I know it's valuable and all. And that's what's been causing all the arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. What sort of arguments? Well, in case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's going to donate the Aurora drop. It seems like Miss Dennis is against the plan. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. Every night? Well, that must really be a point of contention then. I guess Miss Dennis really doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel. So the Aurora drop's been driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? Yeah, I think she's the one that stole it. No, and you're pink. You don't think he mistook red for pink, do you? Because pink is technically a shade of red. But so far, the only red thing I've seen is Mr. Dennis in this Growlithe. Is there anything else on the first floor before I go talk to them? There's these two. Okay, we'll talk to Dennis first, then we'll talk to you guys and see what else we can get. Ask me anything you like. So about the symbol of revival. So what makes the Aurora drop a symbol of revival? Well, 2 years ago in the R incident, my jewel shop suffered a considerable damage. Wait, you were a victim in the R incident? Yes. Some Pokemon who were exposed to the R went berserk. Their rampage destroyed my shop, to say nothing of the damaged goods, the damage done to my jewels and other goods. By that time, I had already had the Aurora drop. I kept it stored safely in the shop. So the Aurora drop was damaged too? No. As a matter of fact, it wasn't. Of all the jewels in my shop, the Aurora drop was the only one to remain unscathed. In fact, debris had fallen so perfectly around the Aurora drop that you might have believed it was being protected. That's incredible. So I guess there's some magic left in that world after all. Ever since then, the Aurora drops became known as the jewel that survived the R incident. People started visiting my shop just to see it. And thanks to all that attention, my business was able to get back on its feet. Sounds like a valuable jewel, in more ways than one. So what made you decide to bring it to your mansion instead of keeping it at your shop? To sum about R, it's basically a drug. It's a drug formula that is the plot of the first game. Yeah, we saw that, and it makes the Pokemon go berserk and everything, right? And then, so we don't know who was the main incident about R, but I think the main thing to know is that from the first case, it caused something like really, how should I put it? It caused Pokemon to go berserk, and it sounds like a lot of people and, well, maybe a lot of Pokemon were infected by it. and cause like a lot of damage and destruction to go on, which has caused people to become a little bit wary of Pokemon, but we'll see. Yes. You know, I may have to pull out my 3DS just to try it out, because I do believe I have it somewhere. I'll have to dig through it and just actually play it. But we'll see. Okay. So it sounds like the valuable jewel, sounds like a valuable jewel in more ways than one. Yeah. Well, I decided to donate it to the Rhyme City. The Aurora Drop? But why donate something so precious to you? Well, it's not just precious to me. That's exactly why I've decided to donate it. Mayor Myers has done his part to improve our city by declaring the start of the Pokemon Friendship Week. I thought it was about time I did mine. So I wanted to donate the jewel that survived the R incident as a symbol of our city's, or Rhyme City's revival. I hope that by doing so, I can help liven up not just my shop, but the whole city as well. You see, this guy is actually really good. I like the husband here. The wife I don't like, but Dennis I like a lot. Wow, Dennis, I'm impressed. That's a wonderful gesture. I'm glad you think so. Not everyone's so pleased about it. Oh? Well, forget I said anything. I shouldn't burden you with concerns of personal matters. For now, I'm counting on you to find the Aurora Drop as quickly as possible. Understood. We'll do everything we can, sir. Oh, okay. Well, now then, Mr. Barnes, well, thank you to not to leave the mansion until further notice. Understood. Hey, it sounds like the police have finished questioning Mr. Barnes. Let's go talk to him. Yeah. I mean, he looks like a fine fellow. Barden Barnes, the butler of the Dennis residence. Just how did it come to this? Why are the police so suspicious of me? Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? And who might you be? Well, I'm Detective Tim Goodman. Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crime that occurred here. Is that so? My apologies. I'm Brandon Barnes. I work at the Dennis residence as a butler. Well, do you mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. Barnes? I realize you must be tired since you were just questioned by the police. Please don't worry about that. If you've been hired by Mr. Dennis, then it is my duty to give you my full cooperation. Thank you. What would you like to speak about first? So at the time of the incident...
Yes.
I was away when the incident occurred. It wasn't until after I had finished running my errands and entered the house that I realized that something was amiss. I heard Turner cry out from the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. So that means that Barnes was the first witness to arrive at the scene of the crime. Did you see the thief or their partner Pokemon? No, nothing like that. Wait, if Barnes ran up the stairs, do you think he would have run into the thief? So if he didn't notice anyone, could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yes, the door was already open. And when I looked inside, I saw the Aurora Drop was gone. I then contacted Mr. Dennis and the police right away. So, that's so bad. You're the one that calls the police and then the police are suspicious of you? I feel so bad for this guy. There's no way he did this. Is there anyone who can corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only after that Miss Dennis came out of her room to see the commotion was about. And the only other in the house at the time were Growlithe and Clefable. Naturally, no one can take witness statements from Pokemon, so I'm afraid I don't have an alibi. Well, that's where I come in. The Pokemon that live in this mansion might know something. So that's what happens a lot, right? For you to call the police and for them to be Right. And it's so sad that that's the case. Because you feel like the police should be trying to figure out... Well, they should be trying to help the people that caused the problem, but... And I feel like it's too soon for them to be suspicious of this. Like, maybe if it's been a couple of days and they still haven't found, like, any major evidence, then I would see you being suspicious of Mr. Barnes. But right now, it just feels a little too soon for that to be the case. So about the culprit. Mr. Barnes, do you have any idea of who the thief might be? Not a clue, I'm afraid. But I do know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who can freely use the key to the jewel storage room. Growlithe guards that key with constant vigilance. So I imagine that it would be difficult for anyone else to take it from her. I suppose it's not a great wonder the police suspect me, given the circumstances. But I would never do such a senseless, or something so senseless. Well, at least this confirms that only those two have access to the key. Whoa! It doesn't really confirm it. Right? Because the only thing that we have confirmed is that Growlithe has the key, and that Growlithe only trusts Mr. Barnes and Dennis with that key. But that does not necessarily mean that the key wasn't stolen from Growlithe. I mean, after all, Growlithe is very upset about something. So I get the feeling that something happened to the key, but we don't know what. And we won't know until we ask Growlithe. So hopefully Growlithe will feel a little bit better. But we'll see. So about Ducklet. Yes, I was actually wondering about this.
Yes.
Ducklet is my dear partner Pokemon. Just look at this photo. Aw. Okay, that's actually really cute. That's really cute. That's Ducklet with you? Yes, isn't she adorable? Just look at her feathers. Simply beautiful. But that's not all. She's also incredibly clever, and even helps me out with my work. Oh, excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I tend to be a bit carried away when speaking about Ducklet. Well, it's really no problem. You mentioned that she helps you out with your work. What exactly does she do? Well, let's see. She runs errands for me. She says buying coffee beans from the local cafe. Ah, well, she buys coffee beans, huh? Nice. There's a place nearby called the High Hat Cafe. Perhaps you two have heard of it. She regularly goes shopping there by herself. Well, if that's true. Well, if that's her go-to cafe, then it's gotta be for the High Hat blend. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that Rhyme City's elites have such refined tastes. The High Hat, yeah. He definitely does, right? He loves his coffee. Although that can't be good for a Pokemon, but if he enjoys it, then we'll give it to him. I asked her to go to the cafe today. In fact, but she hasn't returned yet. Could she have wandered off somewhere? Do you have any idea where Ducklet might be? Unfortunately, no. The feathers found at the scene of the crime are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it. But I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet's feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in crime somehow. Wow, I'm worried. I can hardly think straight. So, about the Aurora drop. Out of all the jewels in Mr. Dennis's collection, he's considered the Aurora drop to be his most precious. He's worked tirelessly to acquire it in the first place. You might even say the Aurora drop is the physical manifestation, the crystallization of Mr. Dennis's career as a jeweler. I wish nothing but swift retribution to the thief, swift retribution on the thief who stole it from him. Wow, for someone who speaks so formally, Barnes is a pretty passionate guy, isn't he? Please, Tim, find the Aurora drop. I beg you. Don't worry, sir. We're on the case. Okay. Well, based on Mr. Barnes' testimony, I'm really not surprised this is the police suspect him. Yeah, but if only there was another witness at least. Well, about that, aren't you forgetting something, Tim? Huh? Well, Barnes owns that Growlithe and Clefable were at the mansion at the time, right? Oh, right. Maybe the Pokemon saw something. Hey, exactly. You can leave the rest to me. Let's go question them, Tim.
Tim.
Yeah, what's up, Pikachu?
Yo, main Ectric! Working hard?
Or hardly working. Stay out of my way.
Hey, what did I ever do to you?
Okay, let's talk to you. I want to see what you have to say. What do you want, Mr. Great Detective? Have you finished questioning Barnes? For now, anyway. We just haven't finished gathering our evidence. That doesn't change the fact that Barnes is so suspect. You know, this guy looks like somebody from Jimmy Neutron, doesn't he? Like, I can't help but think he's like a main character from there. Well, if you don't mind, could we ask you some questions? If you insist, but I have no intention of sharing confidential information with you. So, about Barnes.
Excuse me?
So, is the storage room key the reason the police suspect Barnes? Oh, so you know so much already? Well, no point in denying it. The only two people who can access the key are the homeowner and his butler, Mr. Dennis and Barnes. I highly doubt that Mr. Dennis staged all this by himself, or all of them himself, which leaves Barnes as the only logical suspect. Not only that, but there were ducklet feathers at the scene of the crime, and Barnes' partner is a ducklet. Clearly, Barnes used the key to get inside the storage room, and then had Ducklet fly off with the jewel. That's my working theory, anyway. Well, duly noted. We don't have any decisive evidence yet. But we're gonna find this Ducklet that flew the coop, and then we'll get the definitive proof. You'll see. Well, I'll be counting on my own investigation, or continuing my own investigation. Suit yourself. So, about the investigation. So, are you following any other leads, or are you following any leads other than Barnes? Of course we are. Oh, we've already collected statements from every last person in the house. Do you mind if I ask about your impression of them as well? Well, I suppose I could tell you it's that much. Mr. Dennis seems rather shaken by Barnes falling under suspicion. And his wife Claudia is acting... well, what is that word? impetuously, quickly and without thinking. Oh, it's just probably like impromptuitively. I've never heard that word before, but very interesting. She's been approaching us repeatedly to demand that we hurry and wrap up our investigation because she stole the jewel. Like, she's trying to wrap this up because she's the one involved. That's gotta be tough. I almost feel bad for Bards. One of their staff members, Turner, has been very cooperative with our investigations. He told us a lot about everything that happened up until he lost his consciousness. I suppose that's about all I can say for now. Oh, thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Well, the police can question people, but they can't question Pokemon. Interviewing Pokemon around here might help us paint a clearer picture of what went down. Okay. Ooh, Manectric. No need to glare at us, Manectric. Calm down already. We're not going to get in the way of your police work. Bards Manectric sure is committed to the job. True. He's been keeping watch, so if anyone tries to hide some evidence, he'd spot it right away. Well, I guess he's helpful in that way, at least. Interesting. I feel like a Luxray might be better at that, because a Luxray is supposed to have like X-ray vision, right? So Luxray might be a better partner, but Manectric's cool too. I just wish he'd dial back his aggression towards me. Oh, there's another Manectric. Oh, maybe Manectrics are all just like part of the police detective work. It's not actually his partner. So I want to talk to you first. Also, this is a lot of dead space. I would have at least put like a sofa or two out or something. But okay, let's talk to you. Well, I take it you've heard from Mr. Barnes, or what Mr. Barnes has to say. I guess he told you that his butler... Wait, I guess he told you about his butler. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes is fallen under suspicion. Oh, it sure seems that way for sure. In my position, I'm not at liberty to share the information that we've gathered. But if there's anything I can help you with, just let me know. Thank you. Oh, okay, so I can still talk about him. I could ask about my dad at this time? Let's see. So what was the situation in the mansion at the time of the incident? We're still looking into that. I'm sure it'll get more direct answers by asking the witnesses themselves. He's right. We should take this one step at a time. Gather our own intel about Barnes. So I was told Barnes is the police's prime suspect. Well, circumstantial evidence certainly seems to be pointing in his direction. He doesn't seem terribly convinced. Does anything strike you as odd? Yes, actually. I can't think of a single motive for Barnes to steal that jewel. He doesn't appear to bear any ill will towards Mr. Dennis, and he has no trouble, and he's in no trouble financially. That being said, we may uncover a motive in the course of our investigation, but for now, I can't say anything with certainty. Understood. So about the Aurora Drop. I hear the Aurora Drop is an incredibly valuable jewel. Well, the Aurora Drop was not just valuable, it's famous throughout the entire jewelry industry. There must be plenty of people who'd like to get their hands on it. Could the jewel have been stolen by an intruder? Well, I can't rule out that possibility. But based on current evidence, I'd say the likelihood of burglary is rather low. About my dad. Inspector Holliday, I know this has nothing to do with the case, but... You want to ask about Henry, right? Yes. Do the police have any leads on my father? I'm sorry, Tim, but we haven't made any developments in that front. Oh, well, thanks anyway. I still don't understand it myself. Henry was working on the R case when he went missing. So it stands to reason that if you follow that thread, you'll find Henry too. But the case has been closed, and we still don't have a single clue. Seriously, where did Henry disappear to? Well, don't be discouraged, Jim. Or Tim. Not Jim, Tim. Well, look at how far we've come in the 2 years since you've moved to the city in search of your father. You've become such a great detective that the mayor himself recognized you with an award. You'll find Henry, I'm sure of it. And in the meantime, I'll keep offering what help I can. You're right. You're right. Thanks, Inspector Holliday. Well, this room is currently under police investigation. Only authorized personnel are permitted. Hey, I have a couple questions for you. Got a moment? Doesn't want to waste time talking with us, huh? Awfully stubborn, aren't you? Even harder to talk with than bars, Minitrick. Okay, so let's go. I want to talk to the Growlithe, because the Growlithe is the one I've been wanting to talk to the most. Hey, Growlithe, sorry to bug you when you're feeling down, but would it be alright if I ask you some questions? Well, we're here to catch the thief. And we need your help to do that. You're willing to talk if it helps Sanji, huh? Thanks. Sanji? Growlithe's nickname for Dennis, near as I can tell. Oh, right. His full name is Sanjeevis Dennis, so I guess Sanji makes sense. Is it Sanji? I want to say Sanji, but I don't think that's... It's reminding me of One Piece, but I don't think that's how it's actually pronounced. Well, anyway, Growlithe. Can we start with the questions? So about you, Growlithe. Gotcha. As Dennis's partner, it's your job to guard the mansion. And we already know that the key to the jewel storage was around your neck. It's important to Dennis, so guarding it's important to you. Makes sense. She says he never let anyone other than Dennis or Barnes even touch the key. So that's why you feel responsible for what happened, huh? She has a real strong sense of responsibility. Don't worry. The two of us are going to crack the case. Alright, so at the time of the incident... Wow, do you remember anything about the time of the incident? You don't know because you were napping, huh? What? Your breakfast was so tasty that you ate too much and it made you sleepy. They drugged Growlithe! They drugged Growlithe! That's what happened here. They drugged Growlithe and they stole the key off of Growlithe while she was asleep. Right? That's what she's going to tell us here. Well, been there. Believe me. So what are you even talking about? You woke up when Barnes got home. That would have been right before all the commotion happened. And when you woke up, your precious key was gone. Yeah, I can tell you're upset. Wow, you'll do what it takes to help us catch the thief, huh? Thanks. We'll come back and ask for assistance if anything comes up. So about Barnes. She says Barnes is kind and well-mannered. He and Dennis are close, and she never seen them fighting or arguing. So Mr. Dennis does really seem to trust Barnes after all. And Growlithe likes Barnes too. So judging from that, Growlithe says it's hard to think of Barnes as a likely culprit. Well, there wasn't anything in Growlithe's testimony that could help us prove Barnes' innocence. The only one left to ask is Clefable. I'll do what I can to get Clefable talking to us. Thanks, Pikachu. So I wonder, the big thing that I want to know is, who did Growlithe's breakfast? Because it should have been him. Because he's the one that's supposed to be keeping track of the Pokemon. But I wonder if she actually did it this morning. And if that's the case, I'm very suspicious of her, but let's see. What? You think we're thieves returned to the scene of the crime? You've got it all wrong. We're not here to steal anything. We're actually great detectives looking to catch the thief. Please, can you answer us some questions? Yes, really. You can trust us. Yeah, help us out. I'm sure Claudia's bad mood will clear up too. So you're willing to talk with us, huh? Thanks. So I guess Clefable was worried about, or was worried we'd do something bad to Miss Dennis. So about you, Clefable.
Hey.
Well, do you have a job here at the mansion? No job per se, unless you're counting spending time with Claudia. Isn't it tough to hang out with someone so prickly? Well, don't say that, she's gonna be mad. Claudia's not a bad person, you say, huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to be insulted. So Claudia's always arguing with someone or another. But when it's just you two together, she starts regretting the whole thing. Okay. I've seen that happen before. I've had that. You get into a fight with somebody and you feel bad afterwards, but you're just too stubborn to admit it, right? I get it now. Your job is to cheer her up when she gets into arguments, huh? Wow, you're actually pretty nice. So I bet Clefable was really important to Miss Dennis. So at the time of the incident... Well, did anything strange happen at the time of the incident? Well, Clefable says she got really sleepy while playing in the mansion this morning. Another person that's sleepy. Ooh. That's not good because Pokemon falling asleep is making me think that this is coming to whatchamacallit. Whoever, the guy on the left over there, I forget what his name is, but it's putting the suspicion on him. Like, do you think maybe he punched himself out? So that way he would seem less suspicious? I don't know, let's see. Okay. Then she dozed off and doesn't know what happened after that. That's too bad. I wonder if the same thing happened to the ducklet as well. Right? Could it have also fallen asleep too, and that's why it hasn't gone anywhere? About Barnes. Well, what do you think about Barnes? Do you get along with him, alright? Well, Claudia doesn't like Barnes. So Clefable tries not to have too much to do with him. But she doesn't think Barnes is a bad person. After all, she says Barnes ran to help Turner when he got hurt. Wait, does that mean Clefable saw Barnes going up the stairs to help Turner? Yeah, it's gotta. Clefable, what else can you tell us? Clefable was doozy in front of near the front door this morning. When Barnes got home during stuff outside, she woke up and greeted him at the door. Then Clefable and Barnes heard Turner cry out on the second floor, so they both went running up the stairs. So he does have an alibi then. Somebody can collaborate, it's just a Pokemon. And that's when, to their surprise, they found Turner on the second floor. That means when Turner was attacked, Barnes was still on the first floor.
Okay, let's start deducing.
Okay, I don't know what we can figure out. But let me just save. So the police suspect Barnes to be the culprit. So no, we know that's not the case because he didn't come home until after the incident.
Okay.
Alright, so we got some useful information. Let's stop for a moment and get our thoughts together. Based on the evidence we've heard, is there anything that suggests that Barnes is innocent? Let's review the information. So I'm pretty sure it's the one on the right, but I want to see what all of the options are just to be safe. So Barnes may be the culprit. He had access to the key. Nope. Barnes doesn't seem like he would betray Mr. Dennis. Would Barnes really betray Mr. Dennis? They've known each other for a long time, Mr. Dennis. This is only speculation. Barnes may not be the culprit. He returned to the mansion after the crime had occurred. When Barnes returned to the mansion, both he and Clefable heard Larry Turner cry out. So it's highly unlikely that Barnes committed the crime. It's this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we learned that Clefable greeted Barnes when he returned to the mansion. Yeah, and Grau said she woke up at the exact same time. Barnes and the others only became aware of the crime after that. Doesn't that mean that Barnes couldn't be the culprit? Well, Barnes was on the first floor when Turner was attacked. That would have made it difficult for Barnes to steal the jewel. So I'm not sure we can prove Barnes' innocence with that alone. Yeah, we can't exactly disclose his testimony came from a Pokemon, so... I mean, after all, no one would believe us. Looks like we're going to need other evidence to prove his innocence. Barnes has an alibi. So how can we prove Barnes' innocence? So Pokemon testimonies alone aren't enough to prove Barnes' innocence. Look for stronger evidence. Can we lift suspicion around Barnes and Clefable? Well, I think we're going to need some kind of evidence to prove his innocence. But where should we go looking for it? Well, nothing immediate comes to mind. Times like this, it's best to investigate other leads. We might find a thread somewhere unexpected to lead us back to this. Rare is the red Pokemon. So the red Pokemon that entered the mansion is clearly involved with this incident. Looking for that Pokemon, or look for that Pokemon in Rhyme City. Now, to get closer to the truth, we've got no choice but to find that Pokemon that, or the witness saw. Witness reported seeing a red Pokemon and a Ducklet. I wonder if the Pokemon that cut open the jewel case was the culprit's partner. Well, it makes sense, but no such human was seen by the witness. Having said that, though, we might learn something if we can find the red Pokemon. Let's head into the city and see what leads we can find. I'm sure we'll be able to figure out what that Pokemon actually is. So where did Ducklet go? Ducklet is nowhere to be found at the Dennis residence. Find out where she went. So at this point, it seems pretty unlikely that Barnes is the culprit. But then, why did Ducklet leave the second floor window? Well, it seems unlikely it's got nothing to do with the jewel thief. So finding Ducklet would be the quickest way to confirm that. Good call. Well, let's go ahead to the city and look for her. Okay. So it looks like the only way to continue our investigation is to get information in the city. But where should we go? Should we go after Ducklet or search for the red Pokemon? Well, if you're unsure, why don't you try following Ducklet? I think we'll have a better lead to go on from that. Okay. You're right. And we did hear that Ducklet was supposed to go buy coffee beans today, so... Yeah, I bet she went to the High Hat Cafe. You're right. We should probably check the cafe first. Well, let's not waste any time, Tim. Okay. Won't they think it's suspicious that we're just leaving the scene of the crime, but that's fine. The police are there, they can handle it. What do you mean you won't help me? Why'd you say Lillipup's partner? Well, I understand how you feel, ma'am, but we're in the middle of an investigation right now. Yes, but what should I do? Well, looks like that woman's got a problem. Sure does. Doesn't anything to do with our case, but it's hard not to help someone. We're in the middle of a case and we can help somebody else. Game, we gotta get our priorities straight first. Okay, well, let's see. Well, that's the spirit, Tim. If we see a people or Pokemon in trouble, let's do what we can to help them. That's what makes us the city's greatest detectives. I feel like prioritizing your cases first should probably be what makes you the greatest detectives, but let's see. But we do need to prioritize our current case. This is something we can help with when we have time. Right. Well, first let's hear what she has to say. Good idea. So during your investigations, people in Pokemon may request your help solving their problems. These people in Pokemon will have blue speech bubbles. If you see them, try talking to them. Local concerns that you have agreed to help are added to a list. You can check this list at any time by pressing Y. Keep in mind that some of these requests aren't necessarily problems in the strictest sense. Okay. Excuse me. May I ask what's wrong? Well, it's my Lillipup. She's gone missing. Oh no, what happened? Well, we were taking a walk together in Century Park. And, well, I guess the Lillipup must have had too much fun. He got so worked up that he took off he took off like a rocket. I've been searching all over for him, but and now I'm exhausted. The police officer won't look into it for me either, so I don't know what to do. Well, we can't just ignore this. That's right. Helping people is a detective's job after all, and finding lost Pokemon even more so. Well, we'd like to help you, ma'am. We're detectives, so we're pretty good at looking for lost people and Pokemon. Huh? Oh, really? Oh, that'd be such a big help. Well, can you think of anywhere that Lillipup might have gone to? Well, I've already searched the park pretty thoroughly, but I haven't looked for him in the city yet. Oh, also my Lillipup really likes quiet places, but I'm not sure there are many of those places around here. Well, I think that's a good place for good information to go on. Please wait here while we search for him. Oh, I'm so sorry to be adding to your workload when you already look super busy, but thank you so much for helping me. Well, if we see a Lillipup during our investigations, we'll be sure to talk to it. So Lillipup loves to go for walks and he likes quiet places. Okay. Well, there's some Pokemon here. And I feel like the Whimsicots we should definitely question. Well, they seem happy. What are they talking about? They say that no matter how many times they visit the city, it's always bustling and so fun. Do you suppose they witness anything? Well, we can certainly ask. So, about the cotton. Is this cotton yours? Yeah, the Whimsicott says it's theirs. It says it's theirs, okay. We actually found this in Dr. Dennis's mention, or Mr. Dennis's mention. I don't suppose you've been there. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Oh, come on. You gotta remember at least... you gotta remember at least that much. Oh, this one does remember. What does it say? It thinks it remembers going into the mansion while playing with its friends. It thinks so? That's not a very clear answer. Yeah, let's ask for more details. So, how did you get into the dentist's residence? You said you might have been in the mansion, but how'd you get inside? Ah, you went through the window, huh? Well, why would you do that? You don't remember anything after eating breakfast this morning. What the heck does that mean? Please, it's really important. Just try to remember. It's the same thing. There's something about breakfast. So the first case was about a drug that made Pokemon Go like angry and upset. It's just like an evolution of the drug that makes Pokemon go to sleep. I wonder if it also makes them like, how should I put it? Not like unconscious, but maybe like susceptible to like following people's orders when they're asleep. Right? And maybe that's how like Growlithe would have given away the key and everything. Nah, so human you don't know asked you to do it? What's the stranger like? Nah, you don't remember because it was someone you'd never seen before, huh? Now look here. You might be an accessory to theft. You have no idea what we're talking about, do you? I think the Whimsicott may have been unknowingly involved in the crime. Well, if they're blissfully ignorant of it. After all, playing pranks is kind of their whole deal. This complicates things. About you, Whimsicott. Oh, you ride on seasonal winds to take you all over the world, huh? The city seems even livelier than usual when the Whimsicotts arrive. Ah, okay, so you'll be leaving the city. Or so soon you'll be leaving the city to travel somewhere else, huh? Oh, you like coming here every year, huh? Because you can meet many different Pokemon. Ah, well, I'm happy to hear that. So about the red... Oh, whoops. Nope. Wrong. Yep. We already... the red Pokemon.
Hey.
Hey, have you two seen a red Pokemon around here? A Ponard is red. And recently became your friend. Ponard. Huh. I mean, this thing would definitely have the ability to cut the glass. But would it be able to punch somebody? I don't think it would be able to punch somebody. But it definitely could cut the glass. And maybe... I feel like the punching may have actually come from one of these Whimsicotts. Like just accidentally hitting it and knocking them out. But maybe not. Ponard. Well, it's a Pokemon with blades all over its body. And it's true that Ponard is pretty red. Well, you often run into Ponard at the terrace in Century Park, huh? And on windy days, you play with Ponard by the picking it up and flying it around. That seems kind of risky, but okay. They said they like to fly Ponard all over they like to fly him all the way from here to Century Park. Now, Century Park is a pretty big park just beyond here, right? Well, maybe we can find Ponard there. Do you remember when you last played with the Ponard? Oh, lately you've been playing together every day, huh? Even today? In that case, we might be able to find it out somewhere. Well, if we go meet Ponard, we should be careful how we treat his favorite rock. What does that mean? Its favorite rock? Apparently there's a rock in the terrace that Parnard really cares about. One time they accidentally stepped on it, and then Parnard got mad. Really mad. Wow, that's scary. You don't think that Parnard mistook the jewel as its, like, favorite rock, do you? Well, we'd better go watch where we step. About Ducklet. I don't suppose you've seen a Ducklet around here, have you? Okay, I get it. You didn't see her. Well, if they didn't see her, I wonder where she went. Well, do you suppose Ponard's the red Pokemon we're looking for? Well, apparently it's good friends with Whimsicott that went through the mansion. So it's pretty likely. It'd probably be fastest just to go and meet it and ask. Well, we still have to track down Ducklet. Well, we should look for Ducklet or Ponard first. Either's fine by me. We can start with whichever one you like. Thanks, Pikachu. Look at how Pikachu runs. He's walking on two legs and just... Did something happen? Okay, and that goes through the plaza. Okay, so it's actually getting kind of late, and since tomorrow is my first day back at work, should probably end it here so I can get some sleep. But we will definitely be continuing this up. I think probably next week. I think what I'll do is probably do Tuesday and Wednesday next week for this game. And then I'll have to figure out what to do on Thursday. Because tomorrow, we'll be playing some more Honkai Star Rail and trying to go through the new simulated universe that they came out with. So that should be a lot of fun. But man, I'm really interested to see where this is going to go. Because let's see. Let's try to make some guesses right now before we end to see if I can kind of figure out or maybe guess what's going on. So let's see. We know it definitely wasn't Mr. Barnes. And the only one that has a motive at the moment is this person. Like, she's the only one that has a motive because she didn't like that her husband was giving away the jewel. But does that mean that she would team up with another Pokemon just to get it stolen? Because right now it looks like Ponard is the possible red Pokemon. And I get the feeling that Ducklet, after leaving the house, probably fell asleep in the cafe. That is what I'm going to guess. So Ducklet was maybe nowhere near the mansion. Or maybe it was. Because it's very suspicious that Ducklet's feathers are by the window. Although it was also stuck in... No, it was also stuck in the Whimsicott fur. Or the cotton, right? So maybe the feathers being by the window wasn't because Ducklet was by the... No, wait. Wasn't because Ducklet was by the window, but maybe because the Whimsicotts were playing with Ducklet? But no, the Whimsicotts said that they didn't see Ducklet, right? So no, that can't be it. And we do have... Turner is the one that told us that he saw Ducklet flying out of the window, right? But it's also suspicious that Turner didn't see the Whimsicotts when the Whimsicotts say that they did enter. So that's what's making me so suspicious here. Is there a way I could see people? No. Because this is supposed to be a notebook, but I can't see all of the people that are suspicious. Because I really think that it might actually be Turner that caused this to happen. Because all the Pokemon so far in the mansion are saying things that they fell asleep after having their meal, which was supposed to be prepared by Turner. Turner's also new to the place, so yeah, so he, he doesn't have that connection that would prevent him from not wanting to steal it. And we also don't know who Turner's partner Pokemon is. If it's the Pawnar that we saw here, then maybe? I don't know. I don't know. To me, the two likely suspects are either the wife or Turner. I don't think Mr. Barnes did it. I don't think Dennis did it. And none of the Pokemon did it. So those are the only two that are coming across. We still don't think that... We still don't have anything for Ducklet yet. But something... My gut is telling me that Ducklet is innocent. So it's really these two. We've got the wife and Mr. Turner, who's the new assistant. So we'll have to see next week if we find any more evidence that kind of pushes us towards one or the other. Or maybe it was a dual job, you never know. Well, we'll see. Anyway, though, thank you everybody for stopping by today. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be playing some Honkai Star Rail, and then we'll be continuing this up next week on Tuesday. Yes, a cliffhanger ending. But I think it's a very fitting place to stop for now. Because we've investigated everything inside the house, now we've got to check outside. But yeah, anyway, thank you everybody for stopping by, and I hope to see y'all again in the sequel. Later.